Hello students. So last we studied in the last class that topic is public finance. In public finance, mostly you have studied the public income and expenditure. The public refers here the government. So government expenditure and the government income you have studied. Public finance includes public revenue, public expenditure, public debt, deficit financing, government budget. So those things you have already studied. So there in public revenue, you have studied there are different types of revenues, tax revenues, non-tax revenue. Tax revenue of the government of India means central government, non-tax revenue of the central government. And then you have studied the tax revenue of the state government. You have studied the non-tax revenue of state government. So those things you have studied. After that, you have also studied the GST, goods and services tax. GST includes three types of tax: CGST, central GST, and the state GST, SGST, and then IGST also integrated goods and services tax. So that was about the public finance or public revenue. So under public finance, public revenue is one part. The second part is public expenditure. Public expenditure. After that, gradually public debt, then government budget, those things will come. So here public expenditure, since you have already studied public refers here the government. So what does public expenditure mean? Public expenditure is the expenditure incurred by the public authorities to satisfy the common wants which the people are unable to satisfy themselves. Since they are unable to satisfy themselves, that is why government interference requires. So government interferes here, government make the expenditure on for the benefit of the public, for the benefit of the public. So that is why public expenditure refers here the public expenditure incurred by the government. So there, what are the effects of public expenditure? Public expenditure actually, an increase in public expenditure will lead to an increase in production. If there is public expenditure, then it leads to production. If more production takes place, then more machineries will be installed, more machineries will be purchased, more people will be employed in that factory. So employment generation will be there, then people will earn also. So you see, thereby what will happen? Lastly, there will be economic growth, and that will be the sustainable economic growth. So sustainable economic growth will achieve if there is public expenditure, if public expenditure occurs in the economy. So next question arises the objectives. Next question arises the objectives of public expenditure. What are the objectives of public expenditure? Public expenditure actually maximizes social and economic welfare. I have already said it contributes in maximizing economic welfare, because here what happens, the as I have said, public expenditure means what? Public expenditure investment or the expenditure made by the government, like in construction of hospitals, approach roads, schools, colleges. Those are the uh, sectors in which
Sir, government
government
hospitals.
spends. In which government spends. So those are actually the public expenditure. So those facilities are given to the general public, for the welfare of the society, for the economic welfare. It maximizes social and economic welfare. That is why maximization of social and economic welfare becomes one of the objectives of public expenditure. It controls on depressionary tendency. Now you see, now there is depression, there is a recession in the economy when the aggregate demand is less than aggregate supply. People are not having much demand. Demand is less than supply because they do not have the uh, uh, ability to purchase, do not have the ability to purchase, because their purchasing power is less. So this is recessionary period. In this recessionary period, if government spends, then their social status, or at least they will be able to get food. So depressionary situations are also controlled by the by making the public expenditure. So another example I can also give you. Now see, nowadays this PDS, public distribution or the ration shop, rice is given at free of cost, or even sometimes 1 month back rice was given at less price. So why? Because people are not having money to purchase those commodities, essential commodities. That is why those are given free of cost. This is type of this is one of the things through which the government controls the deflationary situation in the economy, and then accelerate the economic development. Accelerate that economic development if government spends, if government makes some certain industries, suppose public industries. There are many industries which are under the control of the government of India, governments, union government. So if those industries are promoted more and more, if the more roads are constructed, more hospitals are constructed, more schools are constructed, you see, in those sectors, many laborers will get job. They will be able to earn. They will be able to invest in the economy. Once more investment is made, more paying capacity is there among the people of the concerned country, then automatically their purchasing power increases. Purchasing power increases means there will be more demand, and once the demand is more, then supply will also be more, will get motivated to produce more. To produce more, more laborers will be required to handle more machineries. So automatically there will be unemployment problem will be solved. So there will be growth, sizable growth in the economy, thereby that will promote the economic development, or economic situation scenarios will improve. Economic scenarios will improve. That is why those are called, this accelerate the economic development is also considered one of the objectives of public expenditure. Now you see the effects. I hope all of you can see my slides. So next one is the role of public expenditure. How the public expenditure, or what role public expenditure performs. It has it affects on public expenditure on production, on production, on investment, on economic development, income distribution, expenditure on economic growth. See, public expenditure on production, I have already explained you. Once the public expenditure is made on welfare of the society, which one is the urgent need of the society, in which the people will get job, so that means employment situation will be solved, more production will take place. Since the people are getting job, so they are getting salary, or the wages, so their purchasing power increases. Means there more demand will be there in the economy, more production will take place in the economy. After meeting the initial requirements, primary requirements in the home country, the surplus products may be exported in another countries. So balance of payment situation will improve. So altogether, the development will take place through production. Again, if public expenditure on investment, if the investment is made on capital goods, then that will generate employment further. Even if the investment is made on labor intensive sectors means where more laborers are required to be engaged to finish the work. In that sector, more laborer will be getting job. Even if it is capital intensive, also those capital intensive industry machineries also requires the efficient person to handle. So efficient person like engineers or some other efficient persons will get job. So public expenditure on investment is considered another effects of another effect. Then on economic development, I have already said economic development, if more growth takes place through public expenditure, through the investment made by the government, then again the growth will be achieved. The economic growth means economic development. Sizable economic growth means economic development. Then next one is the income distribution. Income distribution here does not mean only the equal amount of money will be getting all the people in the country. No. Here income distribution refer, there are certain people, those who are earning more. There are some people, those who are earning less. So there is huge gap between the high earner and the low earner. But all the whether they are high earner or low earner, they are facing the same market, same cauliflower, same one. Suppose the price of one cauliflower is 10 rupees. So whether you are rich people, you are poor people, that does not make any difference to the seller, cauliflower seller. He or she wants to get 10 rupees, whether you are poor people or rich people. So this is one example. Suppose necessary product, rice, wheats, those things which are necessarily necessary requirements to the common people to get food. So there, if those differences appears, then there will be problem for the poor people to purchase those commodities. In that case, government interferes, government gives subsidies, government distributes those products at lower cost, or even government distributes those products at free of cost also, so that at least those people come to each other, though there are differences in income. So income distribution or justification is somehow being justified by making the public expenditure, and again public expenditure contributes in economic growth. I have already said, if you remember one thing, if there is employment generation wherever it may be, that will lead to economic growth. So wherever public expenditure there, if it employ the people and contributes in generating the employment, and if it solves the unemployment problem, then that will definitely lead to economic growth. Sizable economic growth will take place. Then the types. This is the last slide, perhaps, of this public expenditure. Types of public expenditure. Types here, mainly public expenditure are categorized into two types. One is revenue expenditure, another is capital expenditure. Revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. What is revenue expenditure? Revenue expenditure are consumption expenditures incurred on civil administration, defense forces, public education. Those are the revenue expenditure. It also includes salaries and some other things in which government directly spends. But capital expenditure is little different, where the government spends on or expenditures made on fixed assets. So where dams, public companies, etc. Where from this general employment generation scope will be there. Where from government
The
will again
construction of roads,
earn profit. Yes,
bridges.
yes. These taxes are levied on those construction of road, bridges. So those are the capital expenditure. Besides that, there are some expenditures like developmental expenditure, non-developmental expenditure. Developmental expenditure includes infrastructure, agriculture, etc. Non-developmental are also public administration. But you see whether those developmental expenditure or non-developmental expenditure, those can be categorized either one of these two, mainly the revenue expenditure. That is why here in my distinction I have made only two. It would be easier for you to understand or to write in the examination the heads of public expenditure, two types, revenue and the capital. But in some books you might get on four heads only, but there are main two types of public expenditure. One is revenue and the capital expenditure. So revenue expenditure here, payment of interest, payment of salaries and pension, grants, subsidies, education, health services, etc. And capital expenditure includes the construction of roads, bridges, building, purchase of land, machinery, investments in shares, loans to states and foreign government. So here the main categorization, or the main different natures between those two heads of expenditures made by the public or the government, revenue expenditure and the capital expenditure. In case of capital expenditure or revenue expenditure, in case of revenue expenditure, the government is not getting any return. Those are nothing but the expenditure only. But those are also the primary requirements that government has to do. That is why government is doing or making the expenses or doing this expenditure. But in case of public expenditure, you see the types of public expenditure. Here government is spending, government is spending, government is spending, government is generating employment. So employment generation takes place, and the people, those who are employed there, they are earning also certain amount of money. They are investing in the economy, on purchasing different goods and services, and thereby the producers are getting motivated. Again, more production is taking place. So demand supply adjustment is coming up, and then economic progress is taking place, and economic growth is achieved, and gradually that is becoming the sustainable growth. So sustainable growth is taking place. Sustainable growth is taking place. This is one side. Another side, if you look into the examples of the capital expenditure, there you see government also earns tax from those heads, and the government companies, in case of government companies, government directly gets profit also, directly get profit also. So capital expenditure not only provides employment generation, not only make the employment generation, not only enable the other people or the citizen to earn a certain amount of money, uh, government also earns certain amount of money from capital expenditure. But in case of revenue expenditure is nothing but expenditure only. Here from government do not regenerate any sort of income, Those are nothing but the payments. But those two are side by side important. That is why government has to spend on both the heads, whether it is revenue expenditure or it is capital expenditure. Thank you.